Good morning again. I have to apologize big time. You, I don't, with the headphones, I'm listening to my voice and my voice sounds fine. But unfortunately, I just did I finish it and then I listen real quick to see if if the, obviously the video is good or the audio is good. And every once in a while, and I don't know why, and I'm praying that it's not going to be a problem now, is in essence, it streams terribly. So, we're going to hopefully, I made one change to try to see if it would be, it's going to be better, but we hope it is. So, anyway, thank you. Today we're talking about the Lumifera Noctiluca, and this isn't kind of like a combination of different types of animal, fish, and what have you that is real. I pull it from AI, and more or less I say, show me, describe, give me the information that I'm obviously going to share with you on an animal that is very uncommon and most people will not be aware of. So this is what it in essence gave me as a good idea. So anyway, let's keep talking here. The Lumifera Noctiluca is a bioluminescent ethereal creature that combines the elegance of a moth, the curiosity of a mammal, and the mystique of an otherworldly entity. It has, when we talk about the body, it's a translucent body. The creature's body is semi-transparent with an inner glow that shifts between hues of blue and green and violet. The glow appears to pulsate gently, creating an almost hypnotic effect. And maybe that's why my sound get all messed up. Hypnosis. Okay, it's got moth-like wings. Large, delicate wings extend from its back, adorned with iridescent patterns that seem to move when the light hits them. The colors are indescribable, existing beyond the natural visible spectrum, given an unearthly beauty. It has 6 slender legs. It looks like there's a little more than 6 there, but maybe we're not counting. The Lumifera's legs are long and thin, ending in tiny claw pads that allow it to cling to trees, rocks, or walls. They appear almost insect-like, yet possess a delicate mammalian grace. Now, this is, and as you know, we have high mountains, and in the oceans, we have high mountains, but we also have deep, deep, deep trenches. And this is where some of these animals, if I can say, live. And as you probably know, the deeper you go in the ocean, the higher the pressure. For every 30, you won't be tested on this, but for every 33 feet you go down, you pick up one more, what we call atmosphere. An atmosphere, as my sitting here, the pressure on my body is 14.7 pounds per square inch. If I go down to 30 plus feet, it will be double that. So in other words, when you keep going down, and we can't go down too deep, if we're breathing from a scuba tank, a lot of times you have to have special air in the tanks if you're going very deep. But the bottom line, you can only go so deep for a very short time, and if you stay longer, and unfortunately, if you get a little bit off in the sense of the body chemicals at depth, you will feel like you're drunk. So people kind of get a little confused and don't realize that, uh-oh, it's time for me to go back up. So what happens is when they go back up, if they go up too fast, they get what they call the bends. And that's just where the the nitrogen that has gone into your body can't get out fast enough. So you get bubbles of nitrogen and you have what they call the bends. And you will either die. Now, if you go back down to a lower altitude, lower depth, I should say, you will be okay. But if you come back up fast again, you get the same problem. So in essence, what you have to do, if you go deep, is you have to come up a little ways, float there for a certain amount of time, and then you go up another amount up until natural elimination of the nitrogen in your blood. So when if you do it right, when you get up to the surface, you're going to be okay. But it's pretty scary. So that's why a lot of these, it's a lot safer for me to show these to you like this than where, well, I want to go down and see these things. Anyway, at the center of its chest lies a semi-liquid glowing pouch. This pouch emits a comforting warmth and is believed to have healing properties. The glow intensifies when the Lumifera is in contact with injured beings as if responding to their need. I mean, this is pretty amazing, and I'm not making this up. Bioluminescent communication. The Lumifera communicates through intricate light patterns which flow across its body and wings. These patterns convey emotions or warnings resembling a language of light. Now, feeding. Rather than consuming physical food, I know a lot of this you're going to say, come on, Jim, you're making this all up. But it's not. I'm not. It sustains itself by absorbing ambient energy like static electricity or even moonlight, making it unique in the ecosystem. Okay, the aura of calm. Creatures and people who encountered this Lumifera report a profound sense of peace and clarity. That's cool. We all would like to have peace and clarity, right? Its presence seems to resonate with the emotions of those around it, offering solace. Habitat. It resides in dark, untouched forests and deep caves where bioluminescence thrives. The glowing fungi, mosses, and plants of its habitat complement its luminescent body, creating a magical and serene environment. The Lumifera Noctiluca remains elusive, appearing only to those who stumble upon its hidden glowing realm. You know, the reality is, and I think I mentioned at the beginning, we have mountains on land, we have mountains in the ocean, but we also have deep, deep trenches in the ocean. And that's where these animals live, because you and I, we could not deal with the pressure that would be exerted on our body at these depths. If you can go down to a certain depth, you only have a very short time before you have to come up slowly. And if you've been beyond what the time is, you've got to keep coming up slowly, stay at a certain depth until the nitrogen bubbles get out of your system. And it's very accurate time-wise. If you come up sooner than that, you will have a problem because you have all this nitrogen in your bloodstream, and when you get up, it forms bubbles in your system. You will have extremely sore joints, and either A, you have to go back down, or go back down to depth and slowly come up. And then I admit that when you're using a scuba tank, there's only so much air, so it isn't this is easy. Or if you're up, and they will generally on these ships that you're diving from, they will have a decompression chamber on board, so that if you mess up and you have the bends, they put you in this decompression chamber, and it brings the pressure down to, or up, I should say, to levels that would be at whatever depth, and it slowly, just as if you were slowly coming to the surface, it in essence will have it where you're okay. If you stay on the surface without any help or going back down, you will die. So I'm not saying and thinking that you're going to go out diving today, but you got to be careful as the depths you go. I mentioned that you down every 30, I think it's 33 feet, you gain another atmosphere of pressure. On my sitting right here, I'm at 14.7 pounds per square inch. That's on my body. So when I go down, if I go, into the water and I go down 30, I think it's 33 feet, you will get another atmosphere. So and the atmosphere means it's pressure. So in other words, you'd have double 14.7, and it will keep doing that every 30 plus feet you go down. So, the safest, if you're going to scuba dive, don't go any lower than approximately 30 feet deep, because you can stay there as long as you want. There's no problem with that. But if you go lower, then you're going to have problems. But anyway, I'm sorry again. I hope I'm going to play it back now, and if it does it again, I'm not sure exactly what's wrong, and I know live is live. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging in there with me, especially when I have problems. Anyway, thank you again.